I had rehearsed every word in front of the mirror, over and over. Emily, you make my life complete. Will you marry me? I whispered it aloud again, tasting the syllables like they were my salvation. Tonight had to be perfect. I pictured her smile, the sparkle in her eyes, the laugh that could melt my entire being. I had saved for years to buy the ring, the one I knew she'd love. My heart thumped with anticipation as I parked outside her apartment. I fumbled with the keys, then froze when I heard laughter before I even reached the door. Laughter hours, usually but sharper, mocking. I pushed the door open, and there they were. Emily and Marcus. My Marcus. My best friend. His arms around her like he owned her. Emily, this is amazing, Marcus said, his grin wide. You're perfect. I swallowed the lump in my throat. My hand shook, and I gripped the ring box so tightly I thought it might shatter. Emily. My voice was a whisper, strangled and raw. She turned. Her smile faltered for a split second, then returned.
Oh, hey.
You're here early. Early. Early, I wanted to scream. Early? I repeated, stepping closer. I thought tonight was Marcus's hand tightened around her waist. Relax. We were just talking. Having fun. His eyes flicked to me like I was a joke. I felt my chest tighten, like someone had wrapped steel bands around it. Talking? Fun? At my place? My night? My voice rose, cracked. What the hell is going on? Emily blinked, stepping back slightly. It's not what you think. Not what I think. I laughed bitterly. You're in his arms, laughing, smiling at him. And this isn't what I think? Marcus smirked, casually sipping his drink. Calm down, man. It's not like that. Not like that? I shook my head, my vision blurring with heat. Not like that? I dropped the ring. It hit the floor with a metallic clink that sounded like the death of everything I believed in. Emily froze. You brought that here. I saved it for you, I said, voice breaking. Years, Emily, for you. And this. My throat closed, tears stinging my eyes. This is what I walk into? Marcus laughed. It's not like you had a chance. She likes me? She likes you? I couldn't control the tremor anymore. You're my best friend. You knew? You both knew? Emily looked down, biting her lip. I didn't mean for it to happen like this. Didn't mean for it to happen. I stepped closer, shaking. You were in my life, my heart. And you did this? Marcus shrugged. It's life, man. You can't control everything. Life. I laughed, a hollow sound that didn't reach my eyes. Life. This isn't life. This is betrayal. Emily's eyes filled with tears and my chest tightened even more. I thought we were happy, I whispered, voice raw. I planned tonight for us. I wanted to give you this. I gestured helplessly at the floor, where the ring lay, glittering mockingly. You don't understand, she said softly. It just happened. It just happened. I spat the words like venom. Marcus is my friend. You are the woman I love. And it just happened? Marcus leaned back against the counter, smirking. Look, I didn't plan this either, okay? Things happen. You didn't plan it? Emily, look at me. I grabbed her arm, desperate. Look at me. You promised me? We promised each other. Emily flinched, pulling away. I'm sorry. Sorry. I shouted. Sorry doesn't fix this. Sorry doesn't erase what I saw. What I felt walking in here. Marcus snorted. Dramatic, man. Really dramatic. I wanted to hit him. I wanted to scream. I wanted to rip something apart. Instead, I dropped my gaze to the ring again. The fire in my chest surged, scorching everything, and then I realized I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay. It's not here. Not like this. I turned and walked toward the door. My hands were shaking, my legs weak, my heart shattered into pieces I wasn't sure I could put back together. I'm leaving, I said, barely above a whisper. I can't. Emily ran after me. Please, don't go like this. I shook my head. I can't stay where my trust was burned to ashes. She grabbed my arm. I love you. I do. I pulled free, my voice breaking. Love doesn't feel like this, Emily. Love doesn't hurt this much. Marcus laughed again. Guess the joke's on you. I didn't answer. I didn't look back. I left. The hallway was cold, the air sharp in my lungs, but I didn't stop. I didn't cry yet, not the way I knew I would later. When I got outside, I sank against the wall of the building. The city lights blurred as I wiped my eyes roughly. Rage and heartbreak twisted inside me in ways I didn't know were possible. Everything I had believed in, everything I had dreamed for, lay in ruins at my feet. I should hate you, I whispered into the night. I should curse both of you. But my chest heaved, shaking with something I couldn't name. But I feel something else too. Something darker. Something that isn't despair. I looked down at the ring, still clenched in my fist from earlier, and then let it drop to the sidewalk. The sound wasn't metallic any. More, it was hollow, echoing the emptiness I felt inside. My life ended in that moment, or so I thought. But as I stared at the ground, I realized something. The betrayal wasn't the end. It was the beginning. A fire had been lit inside me. A fire I didn't know existed. Rage, heartbreak, loss, they were fuel. And one day, Emily and Marcus would see what they had destroyed. I stood, my hands trembling, but my mind clearer than it had been in years. This isn't over, I whispered to the night. It's just the start. And I'm not the same person who walked in there. I walked away, leaving laughter behind, leaving betrayal behind, leaving the life I thought I knew. Every step was heavy, but each one carried a strange weight of purpose. My world had shattered. Yes, but out of the pieces I would rise. The night swallowed me, and I didn't look back. I stared at the cracked ceiling, my eyes burning from another sleepless night. Bottles cluttered the floor, their bitter scent clawing at my throat. My phone buzzed again, and I didn't even want to look, but I did. Another message from Emily. You're too small to ever matter. I read it aloud, voice hoarse. Too small. To ever matter? My laugh was jagged, a sound I didn't recognize. The door opened. You look like hell, Lily said, stepping in without waiting for me to answer. I turned my face away. Leave me alone. Oh, she snapped. I'm not leaving. You're not eating. You're not sleeping. You're drinking yourself into the grave. I grabbed the nearest bottle and took a long swig. What's it to you? You're my brother. She shouted. That's what. Her voice cracked and I finally looked at her. Her eyes were wide, wet. Don't cry, I muttered. I can't deal with crying right now. She sat on the edge of the bed, ignoring the empty bottles. Then deal with me screaming, because I'm not going to watch you die like this. I rubbed my temples. It's over, Lily. Everything's over. Emily killed me that night. No, she said, shaking her head fiercely. She doesn't get to kill you. You're still here. Barely. I laughed without humor. I can't eat. I can't sleep. All I do is replay at him, holding her smiling at him. It's burned into my skull. Stop, she whispered. Please stop. Can't, I said. It's like a film that won't end. I keep seeing the ring on the floor. I keep hearing Marcus laugh. And now she's sending me these messages. I held up my phone. Read it. Lily snatched it and read aloud. You're too small to ever matter. Her hands trembled. She sent you this? Every night, I muttered. She mocks me. Tells me I'm pathetic. Says Marcus is everything I'll never be. She's cruel, Lily hissed. Block her. I can't. Yes, you can. I stared at the phone. If I block her, it's like she wins. It's like I disappear completely. Lily grabbed the bottle from my hand and threw it across the room. It shattered against the wall, liquor dripping like tears. You're disappearing already. I flinched but didn't answer. She stood, fists clenched. I lost Mom. I won't lose you. Not to her. Not to this. I buried my face in my hands. I'm nothing, Lily. You're my brother, she said, kneeling in front of me. And you're worth more than her lies. I wanted to believe her, but her words slid off me like water on glass. It's hollow, I whispered. All of it. Her voice softened. Then let me stay until it's not hollow anymore. I didn't answer. My chest felt heavy, but somewhere inside, her words sparked a faint glow. The next day blurred into night, and then another. I lost track of time. Bottles came and went. Messages from Emily kept arriving, each one sharper than the last. You'll always be small. Marcus is a real man. You're pathetic. I read them aloud until my voice cracked. Pathetic, small, nothing. The phone rang. I almost didn't pick up, but the name on the screen froze me. Clara, my old boss. My mentor, hello, I see. ROAKED, to her voice cut through like steel. You sound like hell. I am hell, I muttered. No, you're acting like a ghost, she said. I've been hearing things. You drinking, shutting everyone out. Is it true? Does it matter? Yes, she snapped. Because I don't waste my time on people who've already decided to stay dead. I let out a bitter laugh. Dead sounds easier. Stop, she ordered. Right now. Listen to me. I said nothing. Losing someone isn't death, she said, her voice lower now. Betrayal isn't death. It's a wound. And wounds can heal, or they can rot. You choose. I stared at the floor. I don't know how to heal. You start by standing up, she said. By throwing out the bottles. By blocking her number. By remembering who you were before she broke you. I closed my eyes. I don't remember that man. I do, she said. He was hungry, fierce, ready to build something. I hired him because he burned brighter than the rest. Don't tell me that man is gone. Her words cut deeper than Emily's messages ever had. Maybe he is gone, I whispered. No, she said firmly. He's buried. But you can dig him out. I swallowed hard. It hurts. Of course it hurts, she said. Pain is the price of growth. But staying down? That's a choice. I felt my hand tighten around the phone. I don't know if I can. You can, she said. Because you're still breathing. Because Lily still comes. Because I'm still calling. And because somewhere inside you, you're already angry enough to rise. Her words echoed. Angry enough to rise. Yes, she said. Use it. Don't drink it away. Don't waste it. Shape it. I opened my eyes. Why do you care? Because I've been there, she said quietly. Because someone once dragged me out of my own shadows. And because I know what you can become if you stop drowning. I pressed my forehead to the table. I'm so tired. Good, she said. Be tired. But don't stay broken. Her voice steadied. You can stay broken, or you can rise. The line went silent for a moment. My throat ached. Rise. I whispered, yes, she said again. Rise. I hung up and stared at the dark room. Bottles lined the counter like soldiers. My phone buzzed again with another message from Emily. I didn't even open it. Lily appeared in the doorway, hesitant. Who was that? Clara, I said quietly. She told me I could stay broken, or I could rise. Lily stepped closer, and I looked at the bottle in my hand, then at her. My fingers loosened. The bottle hit the trash. Her eyes widened. You're serious? I don't know, I said honestly. But maybe. Maybe I'm tired of drowning. She reached for my hand. Then let's start there. For the first time in weeks, I took a deep breath. It burned, but it felt like air. Too small to matter, I murmured. We'll see. Lily squeezed my hand. That's the brother I know. I didn't answer, but a flicker of something stirred inside me, anger, maybe her hope. It didn't matter which. Clara's words had lodged in my chest like a seed. You can stay broken. You can rise, I whispered again, tasting each word. The night was still heavy, but it didn't feel endless anymore. Up for another late night. Clara's voice was already in my head before she knocked. I don't know if I can do another one, I said, leaning back against the chair. You're doing it, she replied. No questions. Why are you so hard on me? I asked. Because soft doesn't rebuild, she said. Soft folds. You want to rise? Act like it. I hate you sometimes, I admitted. Good, she said. Hate is useful. Direct it, I sighed. What's the plan tonight? We tear the plan apart and put a stronger one in. You work. I watch the coward out of you. You're monstrous, I said, smiling. Hours bled together. I stared at spreadsheets, timelines, prototypes. My hands cramped and my eyes burned. You look exhausted, Lily said, bringing coffee without knocking. Thanks. I muttered. I need it. You okay? She asked. Better. Clara's brutal, but it works. You look different, Lily said, peering at me. Less hollow. Maybe the hollow's being replaced, I said. Replaced with what? She asked. Something that isn't broken, I replied. Good, she smiled. Because you were a worry. Clara never let me celebrate half measures. Win small today, she ordered. Ship it. We ship. I whispered. Yes, she said. Ship. Test. Learn. I pushed the prototype to the test environment. It failed twice. My stomach dropped. Back to the drawing board, Clara said calmly. I messed up, I said. You learned, she corrected. Now fix it, Lily rubbed my shoulder. You did well. You'll get it, maybe, I said. Maybe is a step from nothing, Clara said. Make it a will, the nights went on. Calls, cold emails, bruised pride. Little wins stacked one saved client. One bug fixed, one positive note. Each felt like a match struck in a dark room. You keep pushing. I told myself aloud one night. You're not the only one, Clara said. I pushed too. I'm not letting you quit. You could have let me fail, I said. Then you'd be who you were, she said. A man who lets betrayal define him. That's not me, I said. Prove it, she said. I did. I worked until my fingers trembled. I argued with vendors, negotiated terms, fixed code at 2 a.m. Lily brought dinners, sometimes silently left notes that said things like, keep going. Those notes felt like oxygen. Look at this, I said one morning, voice shaking. We closed a deal. Finally, Clara said, smiling a small smile. You should be proud, Lily said. I don't do proud, I replied. I do results. Results hurt sometimes, Clara said softly. Because they mean we cared enough to fight. I want more, I said. Not just for me. For what then? She asked. For her to choke on it, I whispered, tasting the bitterness. For Emily to see I'm not small. Revenge shapes people, Clara said. Don't let it consume you. Let it fuel you. Can I do both? I asked. Yes, she said. But promise me you'll build something you can live with. Not just a trophy, I promise, I said, though part of me wanted trophies stacked on their graves. Lily hugged me that night. You're glowing, she said. Glowing from rage, I joked. At 3 a.m, I stared at the city through the window. The skyline felt like a jury. I breathed deep. Is this revenge? I asked the night. Maybe I told it. But it's also proof. Proof of what? Lily asked behind me, voice soft. Proof that I'm more than what she said, I answered. Then show them, Clara said from the doorway, leaning on the frame. Show them what they lost. I nodded. They'll see. And when they do? Lily asked. I'll be past wanting their pity, I said. I'll be busy living. That's the point, Clara said. I felt the ember inside me grow into something steady. The ashes of that night still lay underfoot, but sparks were coming. My hands trembled not from weakness now, but from exertion. I hated Clara for breaking me, and loved her for building me back. Revenge began tonight, I whispered. And so did something else. What? Lily asked. A life, I answered. The knock was hesitant. I opened the door. Emily stood there, hair back, smile practiced. Hey, she said. You home? Yeah, I said. Come in. She stepped in. I heard about your launch. Congrats, thanks. I leaned against the frame. Nice of you to notice. Dude, she laughed. Too soft. I follow the news. You seemed busy. Busy enough, I said. What do you want? She tilted her head. I wanted to check on you. Make sure you're okay. After everything? I asked. She blinked. I wasn't thinking straight then. That's new, I said. You always seem to think with something else. Stop. Her eyes flashed. I'm trying to be sincere. Prove it, I said. She twisted her fingers. I saw the articles. You did well? Did I asked. Or did I do well because I stopped waiting for you? She swallowed. Maybe you stopped needing me. Maybe I did. I closed the door a crack. Are you seeing anyone? No, she said. No one serious. Marcus. She flinched. We don't talk. Right. I let silence stretch. Why come now? Curiosity? Regret? Maybe both. You could have sent a message, I said. You chose my threshold. I'm sorry, she said. I know that sounds small. It is small, I said. But it's a start. She hesitated. I'm proud of you. Thanks. I meant it in a way that surprised me. Do you hate me? She asked. Hate is heavy, I said. I'm using focus and work now. I miss you, she whispered. You missed a version that waited, I said. She closed her mouth. I made mistakes. That's one word for it. I shouldn't have don't, I said. I don't forgive easily, she nodded. I understand. I have to get back to work, I said. Long night. If you ever want to talk, I don't, I said. Later I went to Marcus's party at the club. He saw me and smirked. Look who's here, he called. The prodigal businessman. Playing businessman suits you, he added. Playing. I asked, is that what you call building? It's a show, he said. Nice suits, small mind, small again, I noted. Predictable. You can't help compensating, he said. Some people overdo it. Some people betray and then act surprised, I replied. He laughed. Relax, man. I'm calm, I said. He leaned close. Emily says you were pathetic. She also said I was too good for her once, I said. People change, he shrugged. So do I said. Faster than you thought? He scoffed. Keep telling yourself that. Look at the numbers, I said. Look at the contracts. Numbers aren't everything, he said. What? They're enough, I replied. They mean I kept going. He scanned for friends to back him. You're still that angry kid. I was, I said. Now I'm deliberate. Deliberate, he mocked. Sounds like theater. Theater has an audience, I said. Actions do the talking. He warned, pride chews men up. I can take it, I said. I'm tougher. My phone buzzily calling. How was Marcus? She asked. Typical, I said. He tried the old lines. Did you make a scene? She teased. No, I said. I listened. Good, she said. Don't stoop. I'm observing, I said. Seeing them is like poking a bruise. Does it hurt? She asked. Little, I admitted. But it's a reminder. Use it, she said. Clara's right. She told me to keep the hunger. Lose the spite, I said. Hard lesson, Lily said. But you're learning. I want Emily to choke on proof, I confessed, and give her life to choke on, she said. Not the ruins of us. I will, I promised. Clara called the next morning. How's the focus? She asked. Tight, I said. Good pride is a milestone, not the road, she said. Build, don't burn. What if I want them to hear? I asked. Build loud enough they can't ignore you without looking small, she replied. Revenge is shallow without purpose. Get it? I said, days blurred. I shipped, pivoted, rebuilt. Meetings multiplied. People started to take me seriously. Emily's door visit felt smaller with each success. Marcus's jibes became background noise. Their ghosts showed up, but I had momentum. Hunger, not spite, I murmured. I kept moving forward, always. I didn't expect the phone to ring non-stop after the launch. My office phone, my cell. Even the messages, they all buzzed like the city itself had come alive. Congratulations. My investor said, voice clipped but not hiding excitement. I've never seen a launch go this smoothly. Your projections are already outdated, Thank you, I said, trying not to sound like a rookie. We're just getting started. You mean you're ready to take the market by storm, he corrected, and I smiled. Finally, someone saw it. Clara leaned against my desk, arms crossed, smirking. You look ridiculous staring at the phone like a kid waiting for candy. Maybe, I admitted. But the candy's real this time. Ah! She laughed. I can see it in your eyes. You feel it, don't you? Power. I shook my head, but I knew she was right. It wasn't arrogance, it was recognition, finally. I was no longer the shadow in the room. That night, the gala was alive with chatter and clinking glasses. I stepped out of the limo with Clara's hand in mine. Heads turned, whispers floated. For once I didn't shrink back. Emily spotted me immediately. Her smile faltered like someone had yanked the rug from under her. "Hi," she said, voice brittle. "Hi, Emily," I said, letting my eyes linger just long enough. She recoiled subtly, and I felt the thrill pulse inside me. Marcus approached, fake grin plastered on. Well, look who's here. The entrepreneur. His laugh hit the room, but I noticed it trembled slightly. "Hey, Marcus," I said smoothly. "Funny seeing you at my gala." He blinked. Not used to me standing tall like this. "Yeah, well, I support innovation." Clara leaned closer, whispering, "See, this is who you were always meant to be." "I see it," I admitted under my breath, savoring the power like wine. An investor waved me over, excitement in his gestures. "Your pitch was brilliant. We want to double down." "I appreciate it," I said, shaking hands firmly. "Let's discuss details tomorrow." He left nodding, and I watched as others followed. Every handshake, every compliment, built the sense that I was no longer invisible. Emily tried to corner me later near the champagne bar. "You look different," she said cautiously. "Do I?" I asked, sipping my glass. "Maybe it's just confidence. Or maybe it's success." She swallowed, eyes darting around as if checking for witnesses. I didn't think you didn't think I'd make it." I finished for her, voice calm, but edged with steel. "Neither did anyone." She nodded, lips tight. "Right, well, congratulations." "Thank you," I said, letting the weight of the words settle between us. For years, I'd been dismissed, ignored, underestimated. Tonight, that ended. Later, Claire and I slipped onto the balcony. The city lights sparkled like they were cheering. "You're different," she said softly. "I've never seen you like this. You carry it so easily." "I feel it," I admitted, looking down at my reflection in the glass. "It's not just survival anymore. It's power, and it feels addictive." She smiled. "Good. You should savor it. You earned it." "I will," I promised, and I meant it. No more hiding, no more waiting for someone else to acknowledge me. Tonight, I had the first taste and I was ready for more. Inside, the gala continued, but I was no longer a spectator. Every conversation I entered, every laugh that followed me, every approving glance, it all reinforced the truth. I mattered now. I could bend opportunities, people, even perception. And I would. Marcus tried one last time near the stage. You're different," he said, voice almost defensive. "Maybe I underestimated, I said, cutting him off, eyes sharp. "But you learned your lesson, right?" He nodded, a flicker of respect, or fear passing over his features. I didn't care which. The point was made. Emily hovered at the edge of the room, silent. I caught her looking and held her gaze just long enough for her discomfort to register. Small victories, I reminded myself. They all counted. Clara rested her hand on my shoulder. "Drink," she offered, playful. I shook my head. "No, I don't need it. This is enough." The lights of the city stretched below us, endless and glittering. My reflection in the glass, my image in the crowd. The whispers following my name, they all merged into a single thought. I had arrived. Success wasn't just survival anymore. It was a weapon, and for the first time, I held it firmly. I turned back toward the gala, shoulders squared, eyes bright. Tonight, I would celebrate, but tomorrow I would strike. I knew Marcus was plotting the moment I saw the first vague email. Rumors are spreading, my assistant said, eyebrows tight. About you. About the launch? Rumors? I asked, leaning back. Who cares what they say? Investors are asking questions, she said, voice low. They're wondering if it's true. I smiled, calm, deliberate. Then we prove them wrong. Let the rumors chase my success, they'll always lose. Clara appeared behind me, smirking. You're smiling while they're flailing. I like it. I like it too, I admitted. Marcus thinks he can shake me. Let him try. A week later, I saw Emily at a networking brunch. She smiled at everyone but me, but her gaze kept flicking in my direction. I caught her staring when she thought I wasn't looking. Her lip twitched as if she wanted to speak, but swallowed it back. Clara leaned close, whispering, she misses what she threw away. I didn't respond. Let her stew. Let her feel the weight of what she had lost. I turned my attention to the clients in front of me, sealing deals while she lingered. Marcus, meanwhile, was showing cracks. One investor called, hushed and awkward. Marcus. Isn't delivering on promises, he said. I'm concerned about his team. I didn't intervene. I just let it happen. Power is patience, I reminded myself. Watch, wait, and the others crumble while you rise. At the next gala, I moved through the crowd like I owned it. Glass in hand, smile fixed, yet my eyes scanned for familiar faces. Marcus's corner looked tense, laughter forced. Emily hovered near him, shifting restlessly. I felt a rush of satisfaction. I see them, I murmured to Clara. You do? She replied, grinning. And they see you. That's the part they hate. Later, I stepped out onto the balcony to escape the noise, and Emily followed. She leaned against the railing, voice low. You think ignoring me makes you strong? I think ignoring weakness makes me stronger, I shot back, not even looking at her. Her eyes flashed, but her composure faltered. You'll regret it. I chuckled softly. Do you even believe that? She bit her lip, glancing away. Maybe I'm just warning you. Warning me? I asked, raising an eyebrow. From what? You don't have the power you think you do. Her jaw tightened. Power is tricky. Sometimes it slips. Then maybe you should hold on tighter, I said, voice smooth. Because I'm taking mine, and I don't intend to let go. She hesitated, then left without another word. I felt no satisfaction in her retreat, just clarity. The tables were shifting, quietly, but undeniably Clara joined me again, a sly smile on her lips. Did you enjoy that? I did, I admitted. She sounded desperate. Not dangerous? That's exactly what I meant, she said, laughter hidden in her tone. You're untouchable when you know your worth. I leaned back, sipping my drink. Marcus's failures, Emily's frustration, they were collateral to my progress. Every brick I laid in my empire was deliberate. Each deal, each connection, building momentum while theirs crumbled a week later. Overheard Marcus at another function, voice tense. We need to adjust. She's gaining ground faster than we thought. I smiled silently from across the room. He didn't see me watching. Didn't know how close I was to enjoying the spectacle. Emily appeared beside him, hand on his arm. We can fix this, she whispered, tone urgent. Yet her eyes betrayed panic. I caught the glint of doubt there, and it tasted sweet. I didn't interrupt. I let them stew. Let them see me moving forward, expanding, thriving. My focus remained unbroken. The empire wasn't just a business, it was a statement. At another event, Emily cornered me again. You think ignoring me is clever, she hissed, voice sharp but trembling slightly. I think ignoring what's irrelevant is clever, I countered, meeting her gaze. You confuse persistence with power. There's a difference. Her lips pressed into a thin line. You'll regret underestimating me, she said again, almost pleading. Maybe, I said softly, letting the words linger. But not tonight. I walked away, leaving her staring. Clara trailed behind, her eyes gleaming. See, the shift is real. You're untouchable, and they know it. I nodded, savoring the moment. Every whispered doubt, every faltering grin from Marcus. Every desperate glance from Emily, it all added to the certainty that I was no longer the underestimated one. I was the force, and from now on, I would let no one forget it. I watched the news of Marcus's latest deal collapse scroll across my phone. He thought it was airtight, untouchable. Yet somehow, I had stepped in, claimed the pieces he'd dropped, and turned them into gold. Clara leaned over my shoulder, smirking. "You did it again." "I didn't do it again," I said, eyes narrowed on the figures. "I did it because it was ours to take. He left it behind, and I collected." She grinned. "It's beautiful. You're dismantling him piece by piece." I chuckled, sipping my drink. "It's not just about him. It's about showing them who I really am. About breaking the illusion they had of me." Emily appeared at the edge of the room, eyes fixed on me. She didn't move closer, just watched. Her perfect smile looked fragile now, cracking at the edges. I walked toward her, each step deliberate. "You're staring?" I said softly. She blinked. I don't understand." "How did you?" "How did I what?" I asked, feigning innocence. "You? How did you take everything?" "Marcus, the investors. All of it." Her voice trembled, betraying the control she'd tried to maintain. I stopped a few feet away, letting the silence stretch. Then I said calmly, "I became the man you said I'd never be." Her eyes widened. Rage mixed with regret, anger shadowing the corners of her expression. "That's impossible," she whispered. "Nothing is impossible," I said. "You just didn't see it coming." Marcus stumbled in shortly after, face tight, jaw set. He forced a smile, but it trembled. "We need to talk," he said, voice low. "Privately." "About what?" I asked. "Your mistakes? Your crumbling empire." He hesitated, flushed. "About strategy." Al shook my head. "No, Marcus. You taught me everything I needed to know about weakness. I'm done learning from you." He opened his mouth, then closed it again. I could see the fight drain from him. Investors had already started questioning his competence. I wasn't even in the room with them. Clara came closer, brushing my arm. "They're unraveling," she said, voice hushed, almost reverent. "And you're untouchable."
I smirked.
"Untouchable isn't the word. They're obsolete, outmatched, outclassed, and I didn't even have to try that hard." Lily's voice came from across the room, cheering quietly, her hand clapping against her chest. "Look at you. This is exactly what you were meant to do." I raised a glass toward her. "Thank you, Lily, but we're not done." "Not yet." Emily's gaze followed mine, narrowed and searching. You're ruthless," she said. "You take what you want and leave nothing." I tilted my head. Ruthless is what they called survival when I had nothing. Now it's called strategy. You think it's cruelty, but it's clarity. She shook her head, voice dropping. "And you enjoy it. You enjoy watching us fall." "Not enjoyment," I corrected, voice low. "Satisfaction, justice, recognition. You underestimated me for years. Do you think it's wrong to claim what should have always been mine?" Her lips pressed tight, and I could see her battling herself. She wanted to speak, but couldn't. I took a small step closer. "You love to laugh at me," I said softly, "mock my ambition, my efforts. But while you were busy watching me fail, I was building. While you were polishing your smile for the world, I was polishing my strategy." She flinched slightly, and I knew my words hit their mark. Clara rested her hand on my shoulder. "You should savor this. You're not just winning, you're rewriting history." I nodded, letting the reality sink in. Marcus's empire cracked. His investors whispered doubts. Clients defected. Emily's perfect facade was peeling layer by layer, and I was at the center, untouchable, untammeled. Finally found her voice again. You've changed." I don't know how you became this." "Exactly," I said, letting a small smile play on my lips. "You don't know. You underestimated me. You all did." She looked away, lips trembling. "I thought I knew everything about you." "You thought wrong," I said. And that's the difference between us. I acted while you hesitated. I built while you polished illusions. I moved while you watched. Clara squeezed my shoulder, and look at them. They're broken, yet you're rising higher. You're unstoppable. I glanced around. Lily was still cheering quietly, proud, her smile bright against the background of others' faltering confidence. It's addictive, I murmured. This taste of power, this clarity. The higher they fall, the stronger I feel. Emily's eyes met mine one last time, fiery and regretful. You won't stop, will you? Stop, I said, voice steady. No, I've only just begun. They've learned the hard way that underestimating me was their greatest mistake. Marcus muttered something behind me, but I didn't care. His empire, his confidence, his influence, all were slipping through his fingers. I had already taken the first pieces. There was no turning back. I raised my glass again, silently toasting to the fall of illusions and the rise of reality. Clara smiled knowingly. Lily cheered again. And Emily. Emily's rage and regret burned in her gaze. It was the perfect reflection of the power I now held. Revenge tasted sweet, but I wasn't done yet. Not by a long shot. I heard the news before anyone could even call. Marcus had gambled everything, and it had all evaporated overnight. The figures didn't. The millions gone, deals collapsing, trust evaporating. Clara leaned against my desk, smirking. He really overplayed his hand this time. I didn't answer immediately. I just watched the numbers flicker on my screen, each one a reminder that patience and strategy always won. It's almost poetic, I said finally, voice calm. Clara raised an eyebrow. Poetic. That's one way to put it. You feel no satisfaction? I feel clarity, I said. No rage, no gloating, just clarity. And came the knock. Emily, I heard it before I saw her. Hesitation, then desperation, then the rapid stomps of someone used to walking with confidence, now faltering. I didn't call for her to enter. She stormed in anyway, mascara streaked, eyes red, face pale but burning with some kind of pleading. Please. She cried, voice sharp but breaking. I'll do anything. Just give me one more chance. I stood from my chair slowly, folding my hands in front of me. My chest felt strangely calm, a quiet center where storms had once raged. One more chance? I asked, voice even. You want me to trust you after everything? She sank to her knees, desperation raw. I made a mistake. I didn't realize. You didn't realize? I interrupted softly but firmly. Do you have any idea what you taught me? Not about success, not about ambition, but about love. She looked up at me, eyes pleading, trembling. I still care. You taught me what love isn't, I said, voice calm, almost tender. For that, I thank you. Her sobs came harder now, echoing against the walls. I didn't flinch. I didn't need to. The storm inside me had finally stilled. She crawled toward me, hands trembling. Please, I'll do anything. I can change. I can change, I asked, taking a measured step closer. You can't undo the past. You can't erase what you've done. You can only accept it and move on. Her head dropped, tears streaking her cheeks. I didn't think I'd lose you. Not like this. You lost me the moment you decided I wasn't worth it, I said quietly. You chose fear over faith, manipulation over honesty, and yet here you are, begging. She looked up again, pleading in every line of her face. Please, just one chance. I'll make it right. I swear I will. Shook my head slowly, almost imperceptibly. No chance. Not one. Not now, not ever. Some lessons must be learned the hard way, Emily, and you've learned yours. The room was quiet now, her sobs the only sound. I walked toward the door, each step deliberate, measured. She tried to reach for me, voice rising again, but I stopped before her hands could touch mine. Out, I said firmly. Tone final, she rose, trembling, mascara streaked across her cheeks, hands shaking, voice faltering. I don't understand. I, you'll understand in time, I said calmly. But for now, leave. I walked her to the door, her sobs echoing down the hall. Each step she took away from me, each desperate glance she cast over her shoulder, felt like closure. Not triumph, not vengeance, just clarity. Clara followed behind, her expression proud, almost gleeful. She begged, she said softly, voice full of satisfaction. And you didn't even flinch. I didn't need to, I said. Her desperation changes nothing. The storm inside me has finally stilled. There's no rage left, no fire, just peace. Lily appeared at the doorway, clapping quietly, smiling. You did it, she said. You survived the storm, and now you're above it. I nodded. Above it, calm, clear. Not because I won, but because I don't need to fight anymore. The world, their games, their lies, they can't touch me now. Emily's figure shrank down the hall, shoulders slumped, confidence destroyed. Marcus's empire crumbled completely. The chaos they'd tried to impose on me had returned to them, and I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. I had something far greater. Serenity. Clara rested a hand on my shoulder. You've changed, she said softly. Not just in power, but in who you are. You don't chase revenge anymore. You're untouchable, and you're calm. I closed my eyes briefly, feeling the weight of years lift from me. Calm, I echoed. It's a strange feeling, isn't it? After all the storms, all the battles, all the chaos, peace feels stronger than rage ever did. Clara smiled. It does. And now you can build, not react. You can create, not destroy. You're finally free of all of it. I opened my eyes and looked around my office. Everything in place, everything mine. The empire I had fought to build, the clarity I had clawed out of chaos. The peace I now held, it all belonged to me. No one could take it, no one could threaten it. For the first time, I felt it completely calm, unshakable, untouchable. Not because I defeated them, but because I had defeated the storm inside myself. Emily's cries faded into memory. Marcus's failures were irrelevant. I was here, whole, complete, and the world lay open before me. The storm inside me had finally stilled. The empire I had built no longer felt like mine. It felt unstoppable. New contracts, new cities, new victories. Every boardroom, every handshake, every deal was proof that survival had turned into dominance. Clara leaned against the rail of our latest high-rise office, watching me with that same smirk I had come to love. You've done it again, she said, voice soft but teasing. I've done what? I asked, sipping my coffee, though I didn't need it. The numbers on my screen alone were enough to keep me awake for weeks if I wanted. Built more than just a company, she said.
You've built a force.
People follow you without question. I smiled faintly. It's not about me. It's about what we've created. Together. Her eyes softened and she reached for my hand. Together, she echoed, squeezing gently. You've changed, you know. Not just in power, but in everything. I let her hand linger in mine, letting the rare moment of tenderness sink in. I'm not the same person who started this, I admitted. I wouldn't survive the storms I've been through if I were still that man. Clara leaned closer, whispering, Your pain made you stronger. I looked at her, truly looked, and realized she was right. Every betrayal, every slight, every underestimation, it hadn't destroyed me. It had forged me. Each scar was proof, each wound a lesson in resilience. Across the room, Lily laughed at something on her tablet, her smile bright and unburdened. I love seeing you like this, she said. You're unstoppable, unstoppable. I asked, raising an eyebrow. I like that word. It suits the life we're building. You've earned it, she said simply. Every ounce of it, I chuckled. It doesn't feel earned. It feels inevitable. Like every mistake, every betrayal, every sleepless night led me here. Clara kissed my temple softly. And now we thrive. Not just survive, thrive. I nodded. letting the weight of that sink in. Thriving wasn't about the empire alone. It was about the people who stood with me, the victories that didn't come from luck, and the life we were shaping beyond the chaos. We traveled next, celebrating contracts in cities I had only ever dreamed of visiting. New offices opened, investors cheered. Every city felt like another piece of proof that we had made something lasting. "Do you ever stop?" Clara asked one night, the city lights glowing behind us. Chasing, building, winning. I shook my head, watching the skyline. Not until there's nothing left to claim. But it's not Gradette's purpose. Every victory reminds me why I never gave up. "Even when Emily and Marcus tried to destroy you?" she asked softly, voice tinged with curiosity. I exhaled. Memories flashing Millie's desperation, Marcus's arrogance, the nights I had doubted myself. "Especially then," I said, "because their shadows remind me of who I was, and who I became. And now, they're gone, just shadows themselves." Lily joined us on the balcony, her laughter spilling over the railing. "You're different," she said, eyes shining. "Not just powerful, whole. Whole feels strange," I admitted. "After all the storms, all the chaos, all the pain, it's almost foreign." Clara squeezed my hand again. "You earned it. Every fight, every sleepless night, every risk it built this. You didn't just survive, you became unbreakable." I smiled at her, at Lily, at the city sprawled below us. "Unbreakable," I echoed. "I like that. It fits." Days blurred into weeks. Meetings, launches, celebrations. I led them all with precision, but also with calm. Clara became more than my mentor. She became my partner in life, the constant beside me in every victory, the one I could rely on without doubt. "You've built more than an empire," she said one night. Arms around me as we overlooked a city of lights. "You've built a life worth living. Ain't you part of it?" I said softly. "Always." Clara smiled, resting her head on my shoulder. "Always," she whispered back. Emily and Marcus faded from my world, their names rarely spoken. The people who once followed them, the clients they had tried to impress, they now followed me, believed in me, trusted me, and the power of that trust felt more intoxicating than any victory I had ever claimed in anger or revenge. One evening, as the city slept below us, Clara leaned close, voice gentle. "Do you ever think about the past? About all the pain you went through?" "Sometimes," I admitted, watching the lights flicker, "but it doesn't hurt like it used to. It taught me everything I needed to know." "Betrayal didn't destroy MIT, made me stronger," she nodded. "It did, and it shows. In every decision, every step you take." I looked at her, really looked. Her eyes reflected pride, love, and the quiet assurance that I was no longer alone. "I'm not afraid anymore," I said. "Of failure, of betrayal, of anyone." "Transformed. And you'll keep building," Clara said softly. "Not out of vengeance, not out of rage, but because you can." "Yes," I said, a small smile tugging at my lips. "Because I can, and because I want to." Lily appeared one last time that night, her laughter spilling into the quiet apartment. "You're happy," she said simply. "I am," I said, letting it settle in. Happiness after years of struggle felt almost alien. But it was real. The empire, the people, the life we were building, it was proof. Proof that I could survive anything, that I could thrive, that I could be whole. Clara kissed me again, a soft promise in the quiet night. "Your pain made you stronger," she whispered. I smiled against her lips. "It did, and I'll never forget it. But I'm not the same man anymore. Betrayal didn't break me, built me. I am unbreakable now." The city sprawled below, endless lights reflecting my victories, our victories. I felt the calm of someone who had endured storms and emerged not only alive, but stronger, wiser, unstoppable. And for the first time in years, I felt completely at peace. The house was quiet, only the faint hum of the city below keeping me company. I sat at my desk, pen in hand, staring at the blank sheet before me. My mind wandered, replaying years of mistakes, betrayals, victories, and survival. Finally, I wrote, "Emily," I murmured, voice low. "I need to say this." The pen scratched across the paper, words flowing as if they were always waiting inside me. I didn't rise by crushing others. I rose by standing when no one believed I could. I paused, reading the sentence aloud softly. "That's the truth," I whispered. "No one can take this from me. Not you, not Marcus, not anyone." Clara appeared in the doorway, leaning casually against the frame. "Writing to her again?" she asked, tone light teasing. "Not really to her," I said, dipping the pen back into ink. "It's to me. To close a chapter one never fully ended." She walked over, resting her hand lightly on my shoulder. "Closure can be powerful," she said, "but make sure it's yours, not revenge dressed up as words." I smiled faintly, running my fingers along the edge of the letter. "It's mine. I've learned what matters, and what doesn't. That includes anger, resentment, even her." Clara tilted her head. "You're at peace, then?" For the first time in years, I said softly, "Peace isn't weakness. It's the calm after the storm, the reward for surviving everything they threw at you." I turned the page, continuing to write. I released the past, the pain, the mistakes. I am not defined by what others did to me, but by how I rose despite it. Clara glanced at the words. "Power, love, peace. You've found all three?" "I think I finally have," I admitted. "It's strange. I used to crave revenge, or at least justice. But revenge is heavy. Peace is light, and I'd rather carry light." The pen paused again. I could almost hear Emily's voice in my memory, begging, pleading, manipulating. But instead of fury, I felt something softer. "I forgive you," I wrote silently. "Not because you deserve it, but because I do." Clara's smile was quiet, proud. "That's remarkable. Forgiveness isn't easy. You're stronger than even you knew." I nodded, feeling the weight of years lift with each word. "I am free. Free from anger, from the past, from shadows that followed me for too long, from the other room." Lily's laughter floated faintly through the air. "Everything okay?" she called, voice light. "Everything's more than okay," I replied, and my lips curved into a small smile. "I'm finally whole." The words flowed naturally now. "I rise not by tearing others down, but by lifting myself. I am the architect of my destiny. The empire I built stands not on vengeance, but on resilience, on courage, on clarity." Clara leaned closer, voice low. "Reading your words? It's like watching a phoenix rise." I chuckled softly. "A phoenix burns, but it also emerges stronger." That's me. That's all of us who've been tested and survived. I read aloud the next line. "I release you, Emily. I release myself. No more shadows, no more fear, no more doubt. The past closes its door, and I step into light." Claire's hand pressed against my back. "And that light. It feels good, doesn't it?" "Yes," I said, voice soft but firm. "It feels like everything I fought for, everything I lost, everything I gained. It all makes sense now." I wrote a final line, pen hovering just long enough to feel the weight of its importance. "The story is mine. Not hers, not his, not anyone's. Mine." Clara's voice came from behind me again, softer this time. "You don't need to send it, do you?" "No," I said, sealing the envelope and placing it in a drawer. "It's not about being received. It's about releasing. That's the only closure I need." She smiled, eyes warm. "And it's enough. You've built an empire, yes, but more importantly, you've built yourself." I leaned back in my chair, glancing around the room. The city lights flickered through the windows, reflecting in the glass of the towers I now controlled. Each light seemed like a promise, a victory, a reminder that I had survived and thrived. "Do you ever think about how far we've come?" Clara asked, settling beside me. "All the time," I said. "It's surreal. From nothing, from betrayal, from despair. To this," she reached for my hand, squeezing gently, "and it's just the beginning. Not of fighting, not of climbing, but of living." I nodded, letting her words settle into my chest. Living, and not just existing. Not just surviving, thriving. Every day, every decision, every victory, it's ours to shape. Even the small ones, she said softly. Even the quiet victories, the moments of clarity. I smiled at her, at Lily, at the reflection of the city beyond. Those are the ones that matter most. Every triumph, every lesson, every night I survived and woke up stronger. The quiet of the house was comforting. No threats, no schemes, no shadows of the past pressing against me. Only light, warmth, and the gentle hum of life continuing. Clara leaned her head on my shoulder. You're at peace now. I can see it. I can feel it, yes, I said softly. Peace doesn't come from control, from power, from revenge. It comes from understanding, from resilience, from knowing you are enough, even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. Lily's voice called again from the other room. Late night writing session? Yes, I replied, smiling. But it's worth it. Every word, every memory, every release, it's mine now. Clara stood, pulling me up gently. Come with me, she said. The night is ours. The city is ours. We've earned this. I followed her hand in hand, stepping away from the desk, the drawer, the letter. Revenge's door had shut behind me, sealed by my words, my will, and my acceptance. Ahead lay another door warmth, love, and endless light. Outside, the air was cool, carrying the scent of rain on pavement. I inhaled deeply, feeling the clarity of freedom, the quiet joy of release. No one could reach me here, no one could harm me, no one could trap me in shadows. Clara squeezed my hand again. This is the life we built, she said softly. The empire isn't just outside. It's here, in us, in what we've survived, and in what we've created together. I smiled, feeling the weight of years melt into the quiet night. Yes, this is more than any empire, more than any victory. This is peace. This is freedom. This is life. We walked silently, the city sprawling below us, endless and alive. Each light reflected possibility. Each shadow reminded me of what I had left behind. I looked at Clara, truly looked, and whispered thank you. For everything. For standing with me, for building with me, for believing in me when no one else did. Her smile was radiant, eyes shining. You didn't just survive, she said. You became unstoppable. But now you get to simply be. And for the first time in years, I felt it completely. No anger, no regret, no storm inside me. Just the calm, endless light of life reclaimed, love shared. And an empire born from the ashes. I slid the sealed letter into the drawer one last time, closing it gently. My story wasn't about betrayal anymore. It was about everything I had built, everything I had survived, everything I had become. The night stretched endlessly before us, full of possibility, full of warmth, full of life. I took a deep breath, hand in Claris, and smiled. The door to revenge had shut. A new door, brighter than I had ever imagined, had opened, and I stepped through it.